Recess centers on a group of 6 best friends as they try to navigate their way through the 4th grade and endure the struggles that come along with growing up. TJ Detweiler is a phenomenal protagonist and leader. He is noble, strategic, and wise beyond his years. Vince LaSalle is the cool, athletic member of the crew. Spinelli is a tough-talking tomboy, while Gretchen Grundler is a bespectacled genius. Mikey Blumberg is a gentle giant with a singing voice that can reach the depths of Barry White. And at the series commencement, Gus Griswold is the new kid at 3rd Street. He is quite meek, small in stature, though he shows flashes of great courage throughout the series. The show is also packed with fun, eclectic, interesting supporting characters. The stern, endlessly entertaining pair of authority figures, Muriel Finster and Principal Peter Prickly. Then there are pretty perpetually kind and supportive staff members, like Miss Grotke and Hank the janitor. There's Finster's crony, the devious, ass-kissing Randall Weems, and the prim and proper brown-noser Menlo. There's Swinger Girl, the often ominous Butch, Hustler Kid, the Diggers, King Bob, 5th grade bully Lawson, Hector and the Kindergartners, Cornchip Girl, and many more. A massive component of this cartoon's brilliance is the fact that these youngsters very authentically treat every aspect of their elementary school lives with unironic seriousness. The schoolyard has a clear hierarchy and an enforced rule of law, which only gets more humorous the older I get. So purely objectively speaking, Paul and Joe's very specific depiction of life at 3rd Street is inherently and exceedingly nostalgic. I have had this extensive, special, and very specific history and relationship with this phenomenal cartoon. I was born in September of 96. Disney's Recess began its run in September of 97. The series ended in November of 01, approximately a year before I started watching. I obviously wasn't aware at the time that I was viewing reruns. In my early years within the Recess fandom, I looked up to the gang, particularly TJ as my cool elder. All of the schoolyard drama to which I referred earlier, which is dealt with by our characters with complete and utter seriousness, was totally relatable to my younger self. I took a not at all deliberate hiatus around my transition from elementary to high school, but through my high school years, whilst I periodically babysat for youngsters, I, with a television remote in my grasp, often found that my finger would slip across the 5 and 1 buttons right at 4:40 p.m., which happened to be when Recess was on. Now, I've been an adult for a while now, but even these days, with a friend or a group of them, I manage to take down a few episodes each year. The through line of the show, the forever prevalent theme, is that of the importance of true friendship, the immeasurable value of genuine loyalty and nobility amongst a collective, whilst every individual episode contains a strong moral core, teaches some sort of valuable lesson, in a way that is not at all preachy. Far more often than not, these lessons are perfectly integrated into a particular episode's narrative. Season 2, Episode 3A is titled The Game, when an addictive tile game called Ajimbo reaches 3rd Street. It isn't long before the majority of the student body are essentially turned into Ajimbo-obsessed zombies. This is an eerie sort of cult story. It depicts the dangers of becoming a blind follower of a movement, potentially risking your individuality for the sake of belonging to a community, no matter what it is. Episode 10A of Season 2 is entitled Economics of Recess. TJ discovers that while he was out sick, 3rd Street underwent a currency implementation, Mon stickers. It now costs X amount of Mon stickers to do practically anything at Recess, which was once free. We're basically given the story of rags to riches and back to rags. We're taught that wealth is not necessarily forever, and if you're unwise with your cash, your status and comfort will be negatively affected. We also learn that if you put all of your energy into making a mountain of money, then you may very well lose what really matters. True connection, true friendship. Season 2, Episode 13A, Principal for a Day, revolves around TJ, winning the opportunity to be, as the title suggests, Principal for a Day. But before long, he succumbs to this position of power, becoming stricter than Prickly himself. We're taught about the potential danger that comes along with being in a place of power and control. We're told to not let this power consume us, as that consumption can change who you are and destroy your moral compass. Me No No is Episode 16A of Season 4. Although his parents forbade him from going, Vince desperately wants to see the latest comedy blockbuster, and he does so without his parents' knowledge, to unfortunate results. We learn here that a fad is a fad is a fad. A youngster should not sell their soul or their trusting relationship with their parents just to fit in for a week. Episode 5B of the first season is entitled Big Brother Chad. It documents Vince's anxiety as he contemplates whether or not his quote-unquote cool big brother is really just a quote-unquote geek. We're taught here to not judge a book by its cover. Coolness comes in many forms. I love the episode in which Spinelli creates a religion, essentially devoted to Swinger Girl, who Spinelli believes has swung her way into a potential other dimension. I've also always been fond of the episode in which Gus is haunted by the fact that he stole Beanie McChimp gum from Kelso's after feeling peer pressure to do so. And what true Recess fan could forget the brilliant Tales from the Crypt homage entitled Terrifying Tales of Recess? My personal favorite of the three stories featured in this Halloween episode being Children of the Corn Chip, in which Corn Chip Girl transforms into a werewolf after eating an untested packet of potato chips. I could truly go on all day. Practically every single episode of Recess is memorable and thoughtful. Paul and Joe's vision for this show is so singular, so sure of what it is, and so perfectly executed. It's wonderfully animated, it's fun, it's clever, concise, and it is, in my opinion, the greatest cartoon of all time.